Hello everyone, my name is Joshua Lee, and this is my review of the Zuru X-Shot Turbo Advanced Blaster. I recently won this blaster at a Humans vs. Zombies up in Kansas at Wheat State Camp. It was a 3-day survival, 24/7 indoor-outdoor HvZ. Was a ton of fun, and I really hope they do it again. During that HvZ, I was given a bonus mission which I completed and was rewarded with this blaster. When I got this blaster in box, it came as 4 pieces: the blaster, the drum, and then these 2 side panels. The side panels just snapped in, it was very simple. The drum goes in very easy, if you can see that, basically just like that. And as you just saw there, the drum is completely removable. It doesn't have like a locking mechanism that once it's in forever. You can very easily remove it and then put another one in, which is really cool. Another interesting feature about this blaster is the switch right here. So the drum is a 40 dart capacity, has 2 20 dart rings. This switch right here cycles between whether the blaster will fire the outer ring or the inner ring. If I take the drum off and you look in at the plunger tube, you can see as I change the switch that this rotates. So now it's firing the inner ring and the outer ring, which is a really interesting feature that I don't think has ever really been done before, at least so far as I know. In terms of how to operate the blaster, pump action, trigger, it indexes on the pump as you can see instead of on the trigger pull, which is nice, and then change the switch, operates the exact same way. The drum holder is also on the same track as the pump, so you can almost lock this in place on the pump, but not quite. It just needs to go a little bit further. When I first got the blaster, I had some issues with this front piece actually staying locked. During operation, it would become unlocked, and then the drum would just kind of jostle out. I don't know if that was my fault for not locking this in place or what. Since I've kind of messed with it a little bit, I haven't had that problem again. So don't really know what was going on there. Another problem that I had early on was when I would index to the bottom, this would rotate a little too far and get out of place, which resulted in having an inefficient air seal, and so it basically was kind of dry firing of sorts because it would have an air seal across two of these instead of just one. I don't know what was going on there either. I didn't really mess with it, but it hasn't been doing that since. It's changing perfectly now, so I don't know what was going on there. Hopefully it doesn't show up again. What else? The blaster does not have slam fire. If you hold the trigger down, it'll index, but this catch doesn't engage. So with that, you could kind of walk the spring down if you wanted to. There is no slam fire. In terms of comfort, I haven't quite decided. The front grip is very comfortable. I very much like this. It's very big, but I like that because there's a lot for me to kind of grab and hold on to. It feels very stable. My one kind of issue with this blaster is this back pistol grip. Grabbing it just right here, this ridge just kind of, it doesn't sit in my knuckles well. Because all the weight is toward the front, it's wanting to do this in my hand, and that it's just not super comfortable. But I'm not a huge fan of blasters with front heavy weight. I much prefer back heavy, like bullpup style. So it's kind of weird for me to hold. It's not that bad, but it is a little uncomfortable, and I feel like long term I'd probably start getting irritated right here. But maybe that's just me. It does have iron sights. You can see the back one and the front one. Not that that's really all that great, because shouldering this blaster is just kind of awkward and impossible. There's no stock attachment or stock on it, so it definitely feels like a hip fire kind of blaster. Has like a tack rail of sorts up here that doesn't really do anything, but looks really cool. Ranges. I don't have a chronograph, so I don't know for sure what kind of ranges it's hitting, but I fired it kind of side by side with my stock rough cut, and it seemed to be doing about the same. I realize it's not a very scientific test, but since I don't have a chronograph, there's not a whole lot else I can do. The darts did seem to be curving a lot more than normal. I don't know if that's just like the Zuru darts, because I don't really use those a whole lot, but it seemed to be more inaccurate than normal, but we are talking about Nerf and Zuru darts, and not all that accurate to begin with. Look down the barrel, you can see that it's a very, very large barrel, but that's because it's firing darts both from up here and down here. I don't know, so honestly, I really like this blaster. I plan on opening it up basically right after this video is done, and then kind of tinkering with it, seeing what the internals look like. I'll be posting one of those videos, assuming I don't just destroy everything. But all in all, I like this. I don't know what this will be selling for, because I tried to find it online or on Amazon or reviews, something, and I couldn't find it anywhere. It's not listed on Zuru's website, it's not on Amazon. There were 2 videos about this blaster. One of them was Drax at a toy fair, looking at a very early non-functional prototype. Another one was a guy who won a blaster, basically won this blaster at an HvZ that Zuru sponsored, which is how I got this one, because Zuru sponsored the HvZ that I was just at. So I don't know what it'll be selling for, but it's a pretty solid blaster. Most of my blasters are like Goodwill purchases or like sales or eBay, Craigslist stuff, so I don't really have a great gauge of like how much this blaster is worth, just because I usually don't buy blasters off the shelf. But this is a very solid blaster. You have a 40 dart drum, it's pump action. You can index between your inner and outer ring as kind of a reload, so you can fire off one ring while you're reloading the other one on the go. Range is nice. I had those 2 issues that I mentioned earlier with this not locking, and then this, the plunger tube not aligning properly. I haven't had those problems since I kind of tinkered with it. I'm thinking those are just kind of a weird anomaly. Assuming those don't happen again, this is a very, very solid blaster. I really like this. It's a little uncomfortable on the back, as I mentioned, but like hip firing, as long as you kind of take most of the weight up front with the pump, I can kind of relieve the weight off of my back hand, which is really nice. So this is a very solid blaster. For an HvZ or something like that, if you don't mind kind of the weight and the bulk of something this big and heavy, this would definitely be a contender. I didn't use it at the HvZ I was at, just because I already had a loadout that I liked. Everything was set and was working for me great. But the next HvZ I will go to, I definitely consider running this as a primary, just because 40 dart drum, reloading on the go, good range, like pump action, so you can get off shots pretty quick. This is really nice. I am a fan of this blaster. Yeah, that's about all I have to say about it. It's a nice blaster. A couple minor little issues early on, but those were resolved pretty quick. Like, I don't have a whole lot of complaints. There's a lot of good things, and I really like it. So that's my opinion of the Zuru X-Shot Turbo Advance. It's a pretty solid blaster. Thanks for watching.